With the end of our drama looming, our three mountain gods get pulled away to their own side adventure and must put aside their disagreements and work together to survive. D-Day approaches, and for Yeon D-Day is not only the day the portal to the future reopens, but also the impending battle against Kato and the Shinigami mercenaries, who have been systematically wiping out the indigenous gods. Yeon has unilaterally decided he's going to take care of some Japanese demons while he's still in 1938. At the same time, our other mountain gods have decided to use the impending battle as an opportunity for their own personal gain. Hwang still wants to revive his totally suspicious dead brother, but now that Hwang is aware that Yeon is in possession of the crystal and golden ruler, she's also keenly interested in obtaining them so she can leap into the future and get the hell out of her current time period. The only people entirely on Yeon's side are Shinju and Hwang and his gang, but Yeon would rather have Hwang stay as far away from the battle as possible. Hwang is Yeon's only weakness in 1938, and as he hands him a pair of couple rings, he explains that he'd much rather see his brother marry his mermaid and live out a happily ever after. Yeon realizes there's no fighting Hwang's stubbornness, so he concedes and loops Hwang into his plan. In order to control as much of the situation as possible and set the stage for our final battle, he checks into the Bando Hotel and makes sure the news will spread. Sure enough, all of our key players begin checking into their own rooms at the hotel one by one. Yeon's plan is simple: to cut the hotel's power after sunset and somehow convince Hwang and Hwang to set aside their conflicting objectives to team up and defeat the Shinigami mercenaries. Once they've taken out the Japanese mercenaries, he and his former friends can then fight over possession of the crystal and golden ruler. Nothing ever goes according to plan though, and when Yeon enters the Shinigami's hotel room, he stumbles into the forest illusion one of the Shinigami magically cast over the room. Hwang and Hwang follow Yeon into the illusion and get trapped in the forest with him. As Yeon had hoped, Hwang and Hwang mostly set aside their personal agendas when the first Shinigami appears. He looks like a mad scientist, and Yeon and his fellow mountain gods have a hard time taking him seriously. Unfortunately, both Hwang and Hwang are affected by his poisonous gas, and Hwang is so frustrated that she beats him to death before obtaining the antidote to his deadly poison. One bad guy may have been eliminated, but now Hwang and Hwang are pretty much useless. Yeon sets out on his own, banking that one of the remaining Shinigami will have the antidote. And it isn't long before he runs into Yuki, a demon with the power of ice and a raging crush on Yeon. She's not swayed by Yeon's looks, so Yeon has to offer up the ruler in exchange for the antidote. He then uses the antidote to persuade Hwang and Hwang to team up with him. While Hwang and Hwang recover after taking the antidote, Yeon scouts ahead and comes upon Naruto. The frail-looking demon claims he's just another innocent bystander, but Yeon doesn't fall for it, and immediately stabs Naruto through the stomach, but even injured and without the element of surprise, Naruto manages to latch onto Yeon and use his magical power, the ability to swap bodies. So now Yeon is trapped in an old man body while Naruto uses Yeon's much more nimble body to approach Hwang and Hwang in disguise. Obviously, this will be a test to see how well Hwang and Hwang know their childhood friend, but Yeon unintentionally plays the same game with Yuki and Ugama, the fourth Shinigami, to see if he can infiltrate their ranks and find out their weaknesses. He's at a bit of a disadvantage though because Yuki and Ugama are aware of Naruto's body swapping abilities and are appropriately cautious. Hwang and Hwang on the other hand have no reason to suspect that the Yeon in front of them isn't their lifelong friend and frenemy. And if that situation doesn't sound dire enough, here's what's happening back at the hotel. Hwang and company have been fighting off zombies. Y'all, I did not sign up for zombies, I mean, yacha. And as if I wasn't already traumatized enough from all the guttural noises and head twisting, the writers had to have a zombie bite and infect Hwang's mermaid. While I'm mostly apathetic about her character, the implications of her impending doom for Hwang have me all sorts of torn up. After driving home the point that nine-tailed foxes mate for life, and then seeing Yeon give Hwang his seal of approval, I'm ready to battle the zombies myself if it means keeping my precious little Hwang from crying. But the situation does not look good for our little mermaid. Hwang and company may have survived a zombie swarm in order to retrieve a possible antidote, but they left a bunch of skittish and stab-happy Kisangs at her bedside. At the first sign of zombification, they are ready to end the mermaid's life, but they are so scared that they might do so prematurely. Will Hwang and crew brew up an antidote before she turns? Or will the last Shinigami go head-to-head with Hwang while Yeon and the other mountain gods are otherwise preoccupied? I don't know, and it's killing me. It's going to be a long wait for our finale next week. And that covers episodes 9 and 10 of Tale of the Nine-Tailed 1938. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and come back next week for the new episodes.